let's have another question from listeners. First of all, it's a pleasure to have you as a tournament director in Portugal. Can you tell us about your day-to-day during an EPT and how do you prepare yourself to an EPT? And also, when do you play and where can he find you playing on the tables?
The day-to-day routine of a tournament director, I would say it doesn't no difference if it's an EPT or not an EPT. Obviously, EPT are the bigger tournaments, but at the end, it's a tournament as every tournament, every other tournament. The most important thing to prepare a tournament is to do all the necessary work in advance. The more you do in advance, the more you're prepared, and the less problems you have to face. My personal goal is always to think 2 steps ahead. Then I'm never getting in a situation where I have to rush to make a decision or getting nervous. People that know me, they know I'm always quiet, and if I'm not quiet, then there's really a problem. Having said this, preparation is everything, which means you have to consider your own team, make sure the team knows what they have to do, make sure everything is in place before we go there. My personal preparation is actually days to the tournament in advance. I do the preparation for the organization, but itself I go to the tournament an hour before and I'm ready to go because everything is in place. So I'm just make sure that I double check everything. I have my team doing a great job, but I always double check if everything is in place, and I show up and we start the tournament.
Great. So this is more a technical question from Luigi. He said, "Hi Thomas, I hope you're enjoying Portugal." And his question is, during a final table in a satellite tournament, 7 players left, and it pays 4 entries and cash to the 5th player. The player under the gun is a monster chip leader, raises 4 blinds, the small blind calls, and everyone else folds. The player under the gun turns over his cards, throws them into the middle of the table, and then told the tournament director he thought his raise made his opponent all-in. So, after all the confusion, he announces all-in before the flop comes to the table. What would be the ruling?
In general, the situation we have here is that a player exposes his hand and there's still action going on, and it's a little bit more serious because it's it's not a bubble, but it's one before the bubble, so it makes more difference the outcome of the decision on the tournament. But in general, it's what we do in this situation is if there's still action going on and a player exposes his hand. In general, we do not kill the hand. In general, the hand stays live, but the player has to take a penalty for exposing a hand. We know when we expose a hand, let me say it differently, poker is played with whole cards and the cards are not exposed. That's all about poker. We don't play with open cards. So if somebody shows the cards, it could change the action for his opponent and also the other players, because changing the decision and the situation could influence any other player as well in the tournament. So, of course, you're not allowed to do it. But once it happens and somebody shows, we generally let the card be live and finish the hand, and the penalty for the situation is he has to sit out for 1 round. So he has to miss all the antes for 1 round, a small blind and a big blind. That's the penalty, with one exception. If, as a tournament director, I arrive to the table for the same situation, and I find out that the player intentionally opens the card to get a reaction, and I mean intentionally, I mean 100% intentionally. If we are playing heads up and you put me on a decision and I want to get a read on you and I show you my aces and I said, no, would you call in my spot? This is intentionally. I kill the hand. He cannot do this. If it's only 99%, I don't know if it does an intention. It's what I said before. The hand is still live, but he has to take the 1 round penalty.
So another player asked, when do you play poker and where can you find you at the tables?
Fortunately, I'm very busy working as a tournament director and tournament organizer. Unfortunately, I don't find much time to play. I do like to play a lot. I like to play tournaments. I feel very comfortable on both sides of the table, working and also playing. I don't get much time to play these days, but I find 2 weeks a year where I can go somewhere and play. One of my favorite tournaments is in my home country in Austria. It's in Felden. It's in the south of Austria. I like it there because I don't only go there to play poker. It's at a nice lake. It's in the summer, so I get some additional value to go there. Even you go out in a tournament, you go to the sea and go back sunbathing. It's nice. So I don't want to spend my spare time all the time also in a casino. So because I'm traveling a lot and working a lot, I like to get off the casino on the other side. I like to play. This tournament is my most favorite one, and if I get a chance, I like to play some. I would like to play some more televised tournaments because I feel quite comfortable with this one table structures, and if I get more time, I like to play bigger tournaments. If I get the time now, I like to play the biggest tournaments if I get the chance to.
We'll be there to see.
Yeah.
So the next question is, Thomas, do you have a wife and kids? And if so, how do they react to the fact that you are so often away from home? Is it tough for you?
Yes, I have a wife, Marina. Everyone in poker business knows her. She's working with me full time, so this is also the only way for me in my position to keep a relationship going. If your wife travels with you, if it would not be the case, I would never see my family, so it's impossible. And it works quite well this way. If yeah, I have a daughter from my first marriage, and she lives with my first wife. So I see her, but not as often as I would like to.